protective healing shell around that tank and going to be able to take it out, throwing down that tech lab right away in case there are any more units on the other side willing to come in. Meanwhile, MaDFroG still pushing up that creep, running more lings into the base. They are just doing a ton of damage right now, and that bunker about to fall. BratOK does have siege research, but pretty dangerous for him to throw it down if he can get us around properly and start healing this tank. Although it's not going to be doing any damage when these lings are so close to him. Finally gets a medvac out. This medvac might be able to help a lot if he can just get a few more marines out there. Now the medvac's just healing the SCVs. SCVs getting in on the fight as well. BratOK doing a great job microing his SCV so that they're redistributing the damage. We got the Hellion come out, and what is going on in all this craziness? BratOK still able to keep his cool, and that's why I really enjoy watching BratOK. He just has this calmness about him. He's not really panicking. He has speedlings everywhere in his base, but he has enough units and has driven them off without taking too much damage. He lost a tech lab or two. He might have lost, looking at the income tab right now, he's actually even. So he did a really good job redistributing his units. And right now BratOK getting some trouble having the lings running in everywhere. But now with two of these medvacs in the air, Hellions coming out and just burning away at the lings. BratOK looks like he had another command center in his base, loaded it up with SCVs, and looks like he's going to be, I think now he sees the craziness that's happening outside of his base, or he might have seen that before, but meanwhile, just running ahead. I mean, these SCVs are mining, and they're getting attacked. He doesn't, it's like these Zerglings aren't even here. He's even upgraded to blue flame for, wow, there are a lot of creep tumors here on the map. And those lings can just run in freely. But now that the blue flame is out, they're going to do pretty much just two-shot these Zerglings. And BratOK says, well, okay, if you don't give me the natural, I'm just going to take this island expansion right here, and you're going to have to deal with that. So look, MaDFroG going nuts on these creep tumors. That is kind of disgusting. I've never seen so many creep tumors. BratOK finally going to retaliate against the creep tumors. Another great strategy is that BratOK can't actually land anything here because of that creep tumor. So very, very cool play to see from MaDFroG, and BratOK able to keep his cool and hold things off. Just kind of a great job microing his units to kind of redistribute some of that pain being dealt with by the Zerglings. Looking at MaDFroG, he has taken his third base but has been unable to saturate. It is now transitioning to Mutalisks and Ultralisks as well. The Banelings should do a good amount of damage if they aren't fried by the Hellions right now too. So BratOK does have Stim, does have +1 upgraded, doesn't have Combat Shield just yet. And we should see these Marines pop pretty badly too. The Banelings creep everywhere, still extending. It's going to go underneath the starport. But this wall off doing a great job, and BratOK deciding to move out. He's going to take some of his units, going to just risk pushing into the base of MaDFroG, even though there's just a ton of damage coming his way. So BratOK very willing to kind of just push out there. Meanwhile, has taken his third base, and that's going to go down pretty quickly once those Mutalisks come up. But we'll see whether or not this little rogue army will be able to do anything. 5 Hellions with Blue Flame, they're just going to fry every single one of these drones in here if they can get a good position on them. Drones just going down like crazy. And MaDFroG now forced to retreat and take care of this at his base. So BratOK with a great push in there takes down the Ultralisk den. Very, very smart move from BratOK, and just retreats. The Spire is still up. I think he really wanted to take that down if he can, and has evened out the score on Harvesters on both sides. Right now, out mining, has a better economy than MaDFroG, and MaDFroG going to be looking for some revenge right now against this force. But now it's going to be pretty difficult, as MaDFroG does need to start focusing on the fact that his expansions are pretty wide open. His opponent does have Blue Flame on the Hellions, and there are just, if he doesn't quickly try to micro some of these units, these drones are just going to fall so quickly to that Blue Flame. Mutalisk now coming out onto the field. This definitely is a great... Oh, and everything gonna fall down right now. But now on the clump, BratOK using advantage of these cliffs. I actually haven't even seen anyone really jump onto this set of cliffs on Desert Oasis. So kind of a really cool game from both players. Hellion now going down, preventing any sort of mining from going on. Those drones cannot come in here. MaDFroG waiting for, I think, possibly reinforcements. Doesn't really want to engage all these Marines with the +1 and the stim. And the Marines just trying to hunt. And now they even have combat shield going down as well. Armor going down. And the Ultralisk, what are they doing here? They're just taking free hits. I'm not sure why MaDFroG ran that in there. Maybe just wanted to make sure that Hellion wasn't standing around either. So right now it looks like BratOK going to be throwing down a few more barracks and has massed a decent force. He can start running this secondary army in. A great contain right now with just these units here from BratOK, and I guess these are just really here to absorb the damage, just moving all his units in, hoping to get some sort of confusing fire, but everything's going to go down right now. And MaDFroG gonna go on a mad retaliation with his Ultras, Mutalisks, and Lings and Banelings, all sorts of units now running across the field. He knows this area is vulnerable, and BratOK still wants to get rid of that creep, does not want that creep up in his base. The tech life goes down, and now there's going to be an open hole in the back of his base. Mutalisk coming in, going to be frying all these SCVs as BratOK has to try to get his army inside that base before they do too much damage right now. Looking at the army count, we have MaDFroG still up 126 to 107. Looking at the harvesters, they're both pretty even at this point. And wow, just a great job by both sides. Turning into an epic game on Desert Oasis, and still MaDFroG still trying to hold his creep, finally getting his creep pushed back, and now the Thors have come out, so those Mutalisks are going to be in a bit of pain right now, as the Thors are going to prevent just a huge amount of splash damage problems. Oh no, and these Overlords just going to go down. Yes, MaDFroG is going to be supply blocked, does not have the speed upgrade, and BratOK is just going to eliminate all the creep now, all that hard work of the slow moving queen across the map. BratOK does have 3 missile turrets here, which is going to make it difficult, really difficult. It's going to really punish these Mutalisks if they try to take out that expansion. I think that MaDFroG knows that it's there. I think he saw the thing float across the map. Meanwhile, the Banelings just going to pop everywhere. Ultra is trying to take down the Thor before, and once they do, they can try to get the... Oh, but everything's just exploding at once to this Marine Marauder spread out ball. BratOK did a great job getting his units in place so that they wouldn't ball up against the Ultralisk, and now MaDFroG looking like he does have the greatest fire going on. Oh, a drop going down at his base right now too, and this is not looking good for MaDFroG in production right now. Just looking at the armor tab, he is way behind, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, oh wow, that's just, I guess, yeah, that, a lot of stuff just happening there. Oh, there are multiple drops going on at the same time everywhere. Diverted his attention and just made it really difficult for MaDFroG. So great game by both players. Loved the slow queen up and pushing that creep out. I thought BratOK did a really great job keeping his cool and just kind of microing his units, just redistributed. If you looked at those SCVs and the damage they took, just really made each one absorb as much as possible. So great game from both players. Game 1 goes to BratOK. I think this is a best of 3, so looking forward to casting the second game as well. This is JCS StarCraft, and I'm signing off.